Good afternoon and welcome to the Office of Economic Development Business Information Session. We're excited to have two of our Fall Festival organizers joining us today. My name is Margaret McGee. I serve as the Business Services Manager. Business services assist entrepreneurs and business owners with starting and growing their businesses. We navigate through the various departments to obtain required permits and licenses. And we connect the business community with organizations that could provide technical assistance, incentives, resources, and other valuable programs. One of the ways we support our business community is by hosting business information sessions like this one. These sessions are held throughout the year and topics are selected based on feedback from entrepreneurs, surveys, responses, and ongoing engagement with the business community. Today's session is a part of a three-part series focused on fall festivals, including the National Fried Chicken Festival, the Beignet Fest, the Gentilly Fest, Treme Fall Fest, Crescent City Blues and Barbecue Festival, Treme Creole Gumbo Festival, and New Orleans East Festival. We are pleased to welcome Ms. Tina Dixon Williams, Food Program Director at the Spears Group, and Mr. Sherwood Collins, the Executive Director of the Beignet Fest Foundation. They will provide an overview of their organizations and explain the process of becoming a vendor in their event. As many of you know, when becoming a vendor, sometimes the application process can take a little while. So we want to give this information in advance. So this information will be extremely valuable in planning for future purposes. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping reminders. To minimize distractions, please turn off your videos and mute your microphones. Kindly place any questions in the chat box. They will be addressed as time allows. All handouts provided will be shared within 24 to 48 hours after the meeting has concluded. Now I'll go ahead and turn it over to Ms. Dixon, followed by Mr. Collins.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you so much. Good to see everybody again. Again, as Margaret said, my name is Tina Dixon. I am the associate producer for the National Fried Chicken Festival. I am also the person who's responsible for the food program. And so today we're honored to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. Glad to be here to represent the festival so that we can share information about how to become how to become a vendor at our festivals. I do have information about the food program as well as some information about the merchant program, which is also another component that we offer at the festival. I'm going to share my screen. In full disclosure, the first two slides are going to be a little clunky, so just bear with me. So again, this is our 10th year anniversary. We've been doing the festival for 10 years. We're super excited about walking into 2026 as we've been offering this festival to the community and the nation worldwide for over 10 years. What started out as a dream and I bet you can't has grown into an event that hosts over 30,000 people over it was a 2-day weekend this year. You're getting hot news and exclusive preview here. This year we are growing to 3 days. And so what grew out of a kitchen of I bet you can't do this is now a 3-day festival that will host over 30,000 people. Let's see, how does this? I think I'm doing it. Margaret, do you see the screens?
I see the Ferris wheel.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
All right, everybody. So this is where it gets a little clunky. Sorry about this. I think I'm doing this right. I think you can see the video.
We still see that there's
Yes, you see the video, or you still see the stationary screen?
just a stationary screen.
All right, let me switch the other way.
There we go.
All right, thank you. Like it's one of my favorite days, baby. You're the weekend. When you do it, let you walk out of the sky. But I thank the Lord that you're mine. You got me saying, I like you. I like your soul. I like your soul. Hope nobody was hungry while you were watching that video.
Tina, just to add, the audio was a little, it kind of went in and out, but you will share that link and I can share it with them. Is that okay?
Yes, so the link is in the PDF in the file that I shared with you.
Okay,
And so they should be able to access it from there.
okay.
All right. So again, everybody, thank you for being here. Again, what started out with our executive director and a group of his friends that I bet you can't do this on a double dog dare. For those of us that are old enough to remember what that is, it was a double dog dare. I bet you can't. And here we are 10 years later with a festival. Cleveland Spears and some of his good friends were sitting around. And that was how it started. So whoever says that dreams are not born in a living room or at a kitchen table were absolutely wrong, because that's exactly how this festival was born. It was born out of a love for fried chicken and a love for the city of New Orleans, and saying and knowing that we have some of the best restaurants and fried chicken in the city. I can't move forward. Ah, there we are. Nope. There we are. We were founded again in 2016. We celebrate the culture and community around fried chicken. Our festival is a family-friendly festival. Again, this year we'll have continuous entertainment over 3 days. We are recognized nationally by USA Today as one of the top 10 specialty food festivals. We have people who come from all over to attend the festival. Last year, I met a couple from Connecticut, another couple from Canada, This year, one of the food vendors, they're trying to work it out, so we'll see how it goes. But we may have some authentic Korean fried chicken, the authentic KFC, may be coming to the festival. We're trying to work it out. What is happening that is new in 2026, we're expanding to 3 days. Last year was the first year that we had the run walk. We had the largest run walk in the city for a first time walk run event. Ours was the largest, and we're proud to do that and proud to have that. We're expanding our merchant vendor marketplace. And again, we're having a curated food vendor program. Margaret, this might have been easier if we had done the next slide. Um, Here we are by the stats. Um, Over the last 10 years, we've had $28 million in direct economic impact to the city of New Orleans and $70 million in aggregate income economic impact, $2 million in community impact, in-kind cash, goods, service, community tickets donated to Louisiana nonprofits. We have 2,700 plus media placements. And when people advertise with us and food vendors participate with us, the value is a $7.9 million publicity value. Once we get our food vendors listed, that information gets published and pushed everywhere. We do highlights for the restaurants that are participating with us. And so food and merch vendors alike, they both get to have opportunity to that exposure. Again, founded in 2016. To date, we have 1 million plus in total attendees. And as I mentioned, we were the sixth best specialty food festival according to USA Today. Returning in 2026 is our 5K walk run. It's going to again be presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. It was amazing to see all the people. For those who are concerned about, I can't eat all that fried chicken, it's going to go straight to my hips. Well, we have the opportunity for you to go walk it off, burn up some calories, and then come back and eat the fried chicken. With your participation in the walk run, you do get a complimentary admission for the day for that Saturday into the festival. You'll just have to keep your medallion that shows that you participated in the festival. Here are just a few images from the festival last year. Some of them are the food vendors going from left to right. We have lots of large scale activations. One of them last year was from Slap Your Mama. We have the Casa Amigos activation, lots of photo opportunities and photo booths. We have food vendors that are also participating here, Crown Royal, Stella Artois. We're now on the second line. This is a small picture of what one of the booths in the vendor marketplace would look like. We were very excited. Last year was the first year that we were able to have the Ferris wheel. It was amazing. And yes, you could take your fried chicken and your beverage on the Ferris wheel with you and look out over the city as you enjoy that slow ride in a circle. Again, more photo opportunities, food booth with one of our returning vendors, the Batterina. Another photo on the third row of the vendor marketplace, more photo opportunities. Another shot of the VIP lounge with Crown Royal. On the bottom row is a picture of the food merchandise, excuse me, the food vendor row. This looks like this is Zone C. And then again, as I mentioned, we have continuous entertainment throughout. Uh, did I skip one? Okay. How to become a food vendor. You need to complete the vendor interest form. It asks for a lot of information. The form can be found on www.nationalfriedchickenfestival.com. And you scroll all the way to the bottom and it says restaurant application. and that is where you would apply. You submit your menu and your concept. The application is evaluated by members of the festival team. We'll send out the vendor confirmation and contact, after which point you'll submit permits, insurance, health documentation, as well as payments. The food vendor timeline for those of you who are interested in perhaps trying to become a vendor for this year, it is not too late. The application closes on April the 30th. But I must tell you, we are halfway there with making vendor selections. Some of our food vendors started applying at the end of last year. We're starting to make those decisions now. So the sooner, if you're interested in becoming a food vendor, the sooner you make the application, complete the application, the sooner we can start to add you into the hopper to consider you for participation. In May, that's when we'll send out the last of the initial vendor confirmations. In July, that is when 50% of the vendor fee is due, as well as your menu confirmation. One of the things we try really hard to do at Fried Chicken Festival, while you may have up to 4 menu items, one of them must be chicken. And so we tried very hard to be intentional with deconflicting the menu so that you don't have 5 types of fried chicken mac and cheese. You don't have 5 types of fried chicken with Thai sauce. So we are intentional in scrubbing through the menu. When you make your application, it's very important that you put your creative juices and put your creative hat on when you present your menu and tell us what makes your chicken dish and what makes your opportunity different. Um, in August, that's when we're expecting final payments, the health permits, and as well as any insurance documentation. October 2nd through 4th, those are festival days. On Friday, our newly added Friday, we'll run the festival from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. Saturday, the 5K happens at 8 a.m., with the festival doors opening to the general public at 11 a.m. On Saturday, for our runners, the festival actually opens at 9 a.m., and we have vendors who are frying chicken as early as 9 a.m. to welcome those runners into the festival that participated in the walk run because we know that they're coming in hungry. And on Sunday, the festival will run from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Food vendors receive one 10 by 20 booth space, power access, tables and basic setup, professional vendor signage, 2 120-volt power sources, access to grease trap, potable water, as well as gray water disposal, festival marketing exposure, as well as a dedicated vendor support team. Menu guidelines, a maximum of 4 entree items and 2 side items. You do not have to have 4 items, but you may have up to 4 items. One of those items must be chicken. The creativity and concept are heavily weighted during the vendor selection, and vendor selection is competitive and space is very limited. Menu focus, at least one fried chicken based item is required. Vendors are encouraged to showcase creative or signature dishes. Menu reviews. Menus are reviewed during the vendor selection process. Creativity, uniqueness, and operational feasibility are considered. What other festivals have you participated in? What is the scale of those festivals that you participated in? So we're looking at all of that because we have to make sure that you can create and serve at the scale at which we know that the people are going to come to your food booth. Um, we had one person last year that created what sounded to be an amazing fried chicken dish, but it involved 11 steps, 11 individual steps before presentation. So we knew that that would not be successful. So as delicious as that sounded, we knew that operationally he would not be successful if that was what he brought to the festival. Final menu must be approved by the festival team. Menu changes after approval require written Menu changes after your menu has been approved require written approval. Again, because we're working hard to deconflict the menus. This is the investment. Everybody wants to know, well, how much does it cost? It depends on the zone that you select. Zone A, B, or C each have a different investment amount. Zone C is where the main stage is, and that stage is the stage that runs until 9 p.m. Zone A, that stage shuts down at 8 p.m. Zone B is on the blacktop. So if you've been to the festival, that is how our zones are broken up. That blacktop is what segregates Zone A from Zone C. Vendor milestones. Returning vendors must pay their 25% deposit by April 15th, 50% deposit by July 13th, and the final payment by August the 3rd. For those of you that are on here interested in becoming a merchant vendor, we actually are in partnership with the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Fund for this space. And you actually submit your application to NOTCF. NOTCF has a heavily weighted scoring matrix, and it does depend on the submission of the paperwork. So do not submit incomplete paperwork. Merchant category, as well as your capacity to sell at scale in a festival setting, and product photos are super important in that matrix that NOTCF uses. NOTCF will approve you, they make the selection, and then they hand you off to the festival so that we can get you on board and set up to come out to festival grounds. After they hand you off to the festival, then it's a matter of weeks, and then you just set up on the festival ground. For those of you who are concerned, we do offer security overnight on all festival days. On the load-in day to Sunday night, we do offer security, and we offer merchant vendors a path to closing up their booth so that it remains secure overnight. Full disclosure, we are not responsible if God makes it rain, if it comes for any of that. Merchant vendors receive a 10 by 10 booth space listing on the festival vendor directory. They also receive the access to 30,000 plus attendees, as well as marketing exposure through festival channels. Yep. So if you're interested in participating, again, as I mentioned, the food application is currently open. And you can find that application at www.nationalfriedchickenfestival.com. And so you can submit your application there. If you have any questions, you can email my team directly at food@thespearsgroup.com. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you so much. Really enjoyed that information. So now we'll turn it over to Mr. Collins.
Thank you very much, Ms. McGee. Appreciate it. And thank you, Tina, for that presentation. I will say that I'm not quite as prepared with slides, but I will go over kind of the main focus of Beignet Fest. So my name is Sherwood Collins. I'm the executive director of the Beignet Fest Foundation, as well as the executive producer for Beignet Fest. And Beignet Fest is a one-day festival, still just a one-day festival out at the City Park Festival grounds. This year we will be on November 7th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So, besides being a great iconic food festival that features the beignets, one of the greatest foods to be made from New Orleans, we're also a sort of a party with a mission, as you will. All the proceeds from the Beignet Fest go to the Beignet Fest Foundation, which has a mission to celebrate, enhance, and in celebrate, embrace, and enhance the lives of members in the community with autism and their families. And so, with that, all the proceeds kind of go to different programs around the city that help kids with autism, as well as two direct programs that we have. One is Camp Benny, which we're taking applications for now. It is a 6 week inclusive camp that will take place this year out in Metairie for 3 weeks in June and 3 weeks in July. And our other program is the Sensory On-Site Spaces, which is kind of a mobile sensory activation space where if people are overwhelmed, they can come in and kind of relax, take a minute to breathe, and reset before going out into back into festival kind of activities, kind of being able to take a lot of that input and sensory overload to bring it down. So, of course, why y'all are here is to be members and to be vendors. And we really wouldn't be much of a festival without having vendors to come and present at our festival. So over the years, we've had over 50 different kinds of beignets from close to 25 different vendors. And each year we try and kind of hit that level to make sure that we can hit our attendance goal, which is about 10,000 people on that one day. We have everything from traditional beignets that people do, but we'll also have seafood beignets, fried chicken and beignets, of course. Last year, somebody did a Hawaiian pork beignet that was incredible. Um, hot ube, uzu beignets, and various things along that line that are really, really good and that are a great showcase of the different beignet creations that are just a little bit more than just powdered sugar. So it really showcases the creativity and diversity in the New Orleans food community, as well as we also have a contest for the best sweet, best savory, and best traditional beignets, as well as a crowd favorite. So as far as people who are kind of best to apply, similar to Fried Chicken Fest, we would like you to make at least one beignet creation, and kind of being able to serve them in a timely manner. Um, as she said, there was one vendor that she had that had 11 steps. We try and make sure that while beignets are a little bit easier and quicker, that you're still able to make them in a quick enough time and that you're staffed well enough to provide that food product in a timely manner for the people who are coming out to taste what y'all have to offer. So as far as like what exposure you have, about 6 to 8 weeks out from the festival is when we really try and promote the activities that are going on. So for food vendors, once we get your application in, once we have your menu and your pricing and everything's kind of set, when we announce that, interest through the for the festival really starts to tick up, and we'll do pushes on social media, pushes out on kind of broadcast media as well as some print media as well. So getting that information out there again to the broader region of just what we're able to do and what we're able to promote really has an impact to kind of help showcase not only your creations, but what you're able to do and give back to the community, and also showcase the wonderful culture that we have here in New Orleans. So as far as food vendor expectations, as we said, being able to make at least one beignet dish and limiting it to about 4 or 5 other offerings. A lot of people will do maybe 3 different kinds of beignets and then have a sampler. We do suggest that making a sample size is a lot better than trying to make a full serving, just so that people are able to try as many different beignet options as there are out there. Um, we also make sure that you follow city and health guidelines, making sure that the temperatures are correct, making sure that you have your GL policies up to date, making sure you've got your special event permit from the city and that that's up to date and ready to go. And that you're ready, that you're staffed up and ready to go, that when the doors open at 10 o'clock, you're ready to serve and showcase what you're able to do and not waiting for oil to get hot or things along that line. So, as the kind of process goes for vendors and everything else, our vendor application is not open. It will open up in June 1st, though we do keep a running list of potential people and interested people through a spreadsheet that we have. Probably the best way to do that is if you need to reach out, you can email foodvendors@beignetfest.com. It is the main email where we gather food vendor applications and interested people so that when the application process does open, we're able to send that information along to you in that direction. Most of Most likely the application process will open around June 1st. And for people to turn their agreements and get everything put together. As in past years, the food booth cost has been about $1,000 as we're just a simple 1 day fest. It may tick up to about 200, but will not able will not go much further than that. And then from that time, we'll go through a similar process of seeing what your menu looks like, making sure that you're able to produce and making sure that you're able to staff up. Because for us, that's kind of an indication as whether or not you're ready to fulfill food is being able that you have enough people cooking, enough people prepping and making sure that the food is ready and also dressing and putting all the food together to be able to serve. But then somebody, being that front person at the line, taking orders and taking payments. All of our payments are cashless. And while we have not made a decision on whether or not we'll provide a POS device, in the past, we have asked that people bring their own POS device to operate as vendors at the festival. So what does the $1,000 get us? It gets a 10 by 10 covered space with an opportunity to pull a vehicle behind your booth at the festival. The way we have it set up is there's a space where you can back up, whether it's a van or another vehicle that might have backstock, be able to have it right there behind your booth so that you can bring it in and get prepared and ready to go. You have the 10 by 10 space. We provide plywood to go underneath your fryers to decrease the amount of spillage that goes onto the ground. And we also have signage that goes along with that, banner, menu signs, as long as a promotion to go with everything that goes along with it. Talking about non-food vendors, so artist market. In the past, we've had a artist market of around 24 vendors that come out that will have a vendor, kind of a similar application process for people to go through. Um, in that space, we have a wide open area kind of opposite from where the food vendors are, where the artist market is set up, where people create one-of-a-kind items that they sell. We try, and similar to keeping the number of different beignet creations, we also try and make sure that we have a varied amount of mediums that are being sold in that market. So, we're not going to have five different jewelry vendors necessarily. We do try and break it up so that there's a variety of people out there to make sure that it comes up very well. For that area, the application process usually doesn't open up until around Labor Day, being that our um, festival is in November, and the price is around $250 to participate as that artist vendor. So that's kind of the process with that. And like I said, those two emails are probably the best ways that people can kind of get on the list so that when that application process opens up, we're able to contact you and make sure that things are moving along in the current direction. Um, so that's kind of the basic overview for our main vendors as far as that are out there, kind of selling items, whether it's food or whether it's artist vendors. And for most of the other like infrastructure vendors, we kind of take that on an as needed basis. But if you have any other questions, you can always reach me, Sherwood at beignetfest.com, and I'm happy to put those contact details in the chat. So other than that, thank y'all very much, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. So far, we have a few questions in the chat box. How do you become a vendor for cleanup or trash disposal? And I think Ms. Dixon answered hers in the chat box. So he wanted to know about yours, the Beignet Fest.
For Beignet Fest, we currently have kind of a porter crew, but if you are interested in providing dumpsters, you can go ahead and email me. Again, I'll put my email in the chat so that you're able to reach out and get in touch with me. And then I'll put the email for um, the other for artist vendors and the food vendors as well.
Okay, sounds good. So that actually answers the next one, cost of non-food vendors. The next question is, how much does it cost to participate in the walk, run, portion of the Fried Chicken Festival?
As a vendor or as a participant in the walk run?
Okay, that's Miss Sean. Sean, you could unmute yourself and give her some more details.
Just as a participant in the walk run portion of the fried chicken festival.
I think that last year in 2025, the early bird participation for the walk run, I believe it was $50. And then the closer we came to the event day, it went up. And I want to say we topped it off at, I think, about $100.
Okay, so the next one, it says, Miss Marcia, her sound was kind of muffled, so she would like to know again, how do you sign up to be a merch vendor for the Beignet Fest?
Okay, and I've put that in there. Probably the best way, as the artist market application process doesn't really open until probably around Labor Day, or late summer. If you email artists at beignetfest.com, you're able to reach us there. And then what is the artist market cost for Beignet Fest? It's around $250.
Okay, thank you for that. The next one, for the Fried Chicken Festival, what was the non-food vendor cost?
I actually don't know the answer to that question. I do know that we participated with NOTCF. I see that the leader of NOTCF is on the call, so he may be able to answer that question. I'm not sure what the fee was for merchant vendors. Can you answer that? Maybe he's not on the call.
Hello, Miss Tina. This
Hi,
is
hey,
Yolanda Ford. How are you?
I'm
Look, just
well.
chiming in, there is no vendor fee. So
Okay.
when you apply with NOTCF, if you pass all those qualifications and you're chosen, it's free.
Well, that sounds great.
Thank you. I love it when a team comes together.
Yes.
And I think that's pretty much it for questions that's in the chat box. Anybody have any other questions? You can raise your hand or just chime in, ask questions. You have the organizers, the producers here with you. This is the best way to get the information that you need. Okay, it appears that we have no more questions. You guys both did an amazing job. Thank you so much. I'd like to sincerely thank Ms. Dixon and Mr. Collins for taking the time to be with us today. Thank all of you for joining and participating in this session. Within 5 to 10 business days, a recording of today's session will be available on the Office of Economic Development YouTube channel. Our next session will be held on Thursday, March the 12th. Our featured speakers will be Ms. Gretchen Bradford, representing the Gentilly Fest, and Ms. Nigel Bynum, representing Treme Fall Festival. Please be sure to check your emails for reminders and additional details. We hope you all can join us for the next session. I think we got some more comments coming in with questions, but yes, thank you all so much. I think this was absolutely awesome, and I'll hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.